So this is a Leaders or Readers video, hashtag Leaders or Readers Challenge, which I'm the founder of. You pick up a book, record yourself reading 1 to 3 pages, challenge your timeline to do the same. You can purchase my book, Freedom of Speech, Down to Liberation Rap, at my website, KingLeonX.com. You can also get it on Amazon. But I'm not reading from my book today. I'm actually going to be reading from Jiddu Krishnamurti. Freedom from the Known is actually an original 1968 copy. I'm starting on page 13. And I'm going to be reading to page 16. Very, very powerful, thought-provoking concepts and ideas found in this book. We human beings are what we have been for millions of years. Colossally greedy, envious, aggressive, jealous, anxious, and despairing, with occasional flashes of joy and affection. We are a strange mixture of hate, fear, and gentleness. We are both violence and peace. There has been outward progress since the bullock cart to the jet plane, but psychologically, the individual has not changed at all. Psychologically, the individual has not changed at all. The structure of society throughout the world has been created by individuals. The outward social structure is a result of the inward psychological structure of our human relationships. For the individual is the result of the total experience, knowledge, and conduct of man. Wait, hold on, my binaural beats just cut off. Anyway, where do you say? The individual is the result of the individual is the total experience, knowledge, and conduct of man. Each one of us is the storehouse of all the past. The individual is the human who is all mankind. The whole history of man is written in ourselves. My binaural beats just cut off. My internet just cut out. Anyway, do you observe what's actually taking place within yourself, outside yourself, in this competitive culture? Or do you observe what's taking place within yourself and outside yourself in this competitive culture in which you live in, with this desire for power, position, prestige, name, and the rest of it? Observe the achievements in which you are so proud. This whole field of which you call living is full of conflict in every form of relationship. Conflict which breeds hatred, antagonism, brutality, and endless wars. This field, this life is all we know. And being able to understand the enormous battle of existence, we are naturally afraid of it and find an escape in all sorts of subtle ways. And we are frightened of also the unknown, frightened of death, frightened of what lies beyond tomorrow. So we are afraid of the known and the unknown. This is our daily life, and there is no hope. And therefore, oh shit, binaural beats is back. This is our daily life, and there is no hope. And therefore, every form of philosophy, every form of theological concept is merely an escape from the actual reality of what is. Let that sink in again. You might want to run it back. Let that sink in again. I'm going to keep going. Page 14. All outward forms of change brought about by wars, revolutions, reformations, laws, ideologies have failed to completely change the basic nature of man and therefore society. As human beings living in this monstrously ugly world, let's ask ourselves, can this society based on competition, brutality, and fear come to an end? Not as an intellectual concept, not as a hope, but as an actual fact, so that mind is made fresh, new, innocent, and can bring about a different world altogether. It can only happen, I think, if each one of us recognizes the central fact that each one of us recognizes the central fact that we, as individuals, as human beings, in whatever part of the world we happen to be in, or whatever culture we belong to, we are totally responsible for the whole state of the world. I think that if each one of us recognizes the central fact that us as individuals, as human beings, whatever part of the world we live in, whatever culture we belong to, we are totally responsible for the whole state of the world. each one of us are responsible for every war because of the aggressiveness in our own lives, and because our own nationalism, and because our own selfishness, and because our own gods, and our own prejudice, and our own ideas, all which divide us. And then we realize, not intellectually, but actually, the world as and then we realize, not intellectually, but actually as we will recognize that we're hungry or in pain, that you and I are completely responsible for all of this existing chaos, for all of this existing misery, for all this existing sadness throughout the entire world, because we have contributed to it in our daily lives and are a part of this monstrous society with its wars, divisions, ugliness, brutality, and greed. Only then will we act. Man, I could stop right there. I could, but I got one more paragraph that I want to give y'all. But only then will we act. These are words that shifted, that touched my soul, where I took responsibility for the space that I occupy. Took the responsibility to become my greatest version, develop myself into my highest state of consciousness, so then I can increase the quality of life for the black woman and child. Right? Anyway. But what can a human being do? What can you and I do to create a completely different society? We are asking ourselves a very serious question. Is there anything to be done at all? What can we do? Will someone tell us? People have told us. So-called spiritual leaders who are supposed to understand these things better than we do have told us, by trying to twist our minds and mold our views into new patterns, and that hasn't led us far. Sophisticated and learned men have also told us, and that's led us no further. We have been told that all paths lead the truth. You have your path as a Hindu, someone has their path as a Christian, another as a Muslim, and they all meet at the same door, which is, when you look at it, obviously absurd. Truth has no path. Truth has no path. Truth has no path. And that is the beauty of truth. It is living. Truth is living. A dead thing has a path because it's static. But when you see truth, is something living, something moving, which has no resting place, which is in no temple, no mosque, no church, which no religion, no teacher, no philosopher can lead you to, then you will also see that this living thing is what you actually are. Your anger, your brutality, your violence, your despair, your agony, your sorrow, all of these things in which you live in. In understanding all of this, but in the understanding of this is the truth. And you can only understand it if you know how to look at those things in your life. You cannot look through an ideology. You cannot look and observe your life through an ideology, through a screen of words, through hopes and fears. You can't depend on anybody. There's no God. There's no teacher. There's no authority. There is only you. You and your relationship with others in the world. Nothing else. When you realize this, it either brings great despair, which comes from cynicism and bitterness, or in the facing the fact that nobody else is responsible for the world and your world, or for you, but yourself, for what you think, what you feel, how you act. Only you. All self-pity goes. Normally, we thrive on blaming others, which is a form of self-pity. Ponder these thoughts. Watch this video again. Get the message that I just gave you in your spirit. It's King Leon Next. Like, comment, share this video. Something that I read touched you, put it in the comment box so we can create a great dialogue in the comment section. Subscribe to my YouTube. Like my Facebook. King Leon X. UBV.